This tells you the pros of a CBDC. And if you look at the red bullet points, lower fees, faster transactions, automation via smart contracts, reduces payment fraud, increases privacy. How could that be a bad thing? I think that's what everybody wants. It ends bank lending practices. It uses liquidity tokens to reduce volatility, therefore no market crashes. That sounds like a pretty good thing to me. So who actually thinks a CBDC is bad? Well, the banks would, because like Nick said, it puts them out of business.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting more right now with Bloomberg's Sonali Basak. Sonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a Treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence.
I hate when
countries go off the dollar. I would not allow countries to go off the dollar, because when we lose that standard, that will be like losing a revolutionary war. That will be a hit to our country, just like losing a war. And we can't let that happen. And too many countries now are fighting to get off the dollar.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we had the Fed signal rate cuts, but remember, guys, they haven't cut rates yet. So we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction. So therefore, they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, we know the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first. And right now we have Bitcoin and crypto down. We have the stock market flat. And this week, again, is going to be on a roller coaster ride, and we're going to get into that later due to Jerome Powell is in the house, and then also Janet Yellen. Now, tomorrow, we have Binance's CZ in the house also, and we will see if he gets any time. But remember, guys, tomorrow is going to be symbolic when it comes to CZ. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now, guys, make sure you're paying attention to the actual indicators. We have yield rates, which are down, and we know this is all manipulation, but we have Jerome in the house. We have the dollar down. We have volume in crypto right now up. We have Tether and USDC. And we have Tether, USDC, and Dow transaction volume surpasses Visa's 2023 monthly average. And stable coins are picking up globally. And remember, stable coins pegged as CBDCs keep the central banks in charge of the money, but this time is going to give them even more power. Programmable money, telling you what, where, and when and how to buy, and you have 3 to 6 months to spend it or poof, it's gone. And then also it's on blockchain, so therefore they can see everything that you're doing. So they'll know you better than you know yourself. Remember, guys, this is biblical. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And then we have the Fed. Repo at $464 billion on Friday. Make sure you're pulling this on a daily basis. But we have Jerome in the house tomorrow. And we know it's no rate cut expected. So we know yield rates are going to be volatile. And we already know what he's going to say. They're going to be data dependent. And if inflation drops, and also the economy gets softer, then they'll be able to cut rates. He's not going to get hawkish yet. Remember, guys, we're in an election year. And then we have Janet Yellen also tomorrow letting us know the refunding strategy. And we know the media is going to talk that up. But at the same time, guys, we know they have a whole lot of paper to sell. And no one, and I mean absolutely no one, wants this long-term paper. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now we have the spot Bitcoin ETFs. We have Blackrock, Fidelity, and Grayscale, of course, all down today. And we have Australia's top exchange may approve a spot Bitcoin ETF this year. And then also Hong Kong's Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETFs launch tomorrow. Remember, guys, nothing happens in Hong Kong without China's permission. Hong Kong is nothing but the straw man of China. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, getting over into a little crypto news. We have consensus alleges the SEC was considering over a year ago that ETH may be a security. And guys, we know this is nothing but a movie. We clearly know the utility of Ethereum. But remember, they have to play the Hegelian dialectic in order to get us over to the fourth industrial revolution. Those who understand the technology know for a fact Ethereum is not a security. It may have started off one, but it's not one now. And remember, guys, these big banks and big corporations were funding crypto from the beginning. Their goal was never to get rid of the banks. It was to integrate with the banks. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, we have crypto banking firm BCB Group secures digital asset license and electronic money license, expanding in Europe and gets approved in France. Also, we have Dog Wolf Hat price briefly spikes 1,450% on Bybit shortly after listing. And guys, remember I told you about these listings. I told you about the news. We're going to get pumps and dumps. You're not going to catch all of them. Only thing you need is a few. And the same thing with airdrops. And then lastly, guys, we have Tether buys $200 million stake in brain computer interface company Blackrock Neurotech. And yes, I know it sounds like a movie, but remember, your life is an illusion and TV is your reality. And we know the next step is transhumanism. They want you to be half man, half machine. And you can go on social media and you already see a lot of these women already half human and half artificial. So if you tell a man he can be a real life superhero, a lot of them going to take up on that. Yes, you can't make this stuff up. And like I told you, you're not going to have to worry about crime because they're going to know what you're thinking before you even think it. And remember, the crypto teacher told you because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But guys, all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Xrp, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.